Hello, my name is Zolile Zikode, Senior Talent Manager at Monocle Solutions. Today, I'm very excited to be joined by my colleague, Lyle Stevens, who is also Senior Talent Manager, just to share some insights on the Monocle Analyst Graduate Programme. Morning, Lyle. How are you doing?
Fine, thanks, and yourself, Zoe?
I'm very well, thank you.
That's good. As Zoe mentioned, my name is Lyle Stevens, Senior Talent Manager at Monocle, and I work quite closely with Zoe to make sure that we find the top talent in the industry, specifically with the grad program. So Zoe, maybe tell us a little bit more about the Analyst Graduate Program.
Every year we've had an intake of about 20 graduates that will come through, and it's been really amazing to see them progress through Monocle. Some of our past graduates are now currently part of the leadership team, which is very impressive.
I think that just speaks true to the program, and each year it just keeps developing even greater graduates, and further to that, they just are adding even more value to not only to Monocle but to our clients.
100%. So in terms of the structure of our graduate program, the grads join an intensive training program that runs for a period of about 10 weeks, and that program is designed to not only help them unleash their full potential, but also just prepare them for a career in consulting.
I think what was very exciting this year, and I think each year they do different challenges, which makes the grad program even more exciting, is they did Survivor Challenge, which got them quite involved in competition and over and above that, learning more about Monocle's values, around what Monocle stands for. And I think in that way it creates even greater camaraderie amongst themselves, and not just adding value to the program, but also adding value to confidence, adding value to them understanding more about what Monocle stands for, which is very, very cool.
100%. We've tried to make the program as fun as possible while also preparing them for the world of work. The graduates undergo technical training from coding in SQL, Python, Power BI. They do mastering, business analysis, and also some soft skills training through team building, as well as some other fun activities that are designed to really help them and equip them for the world of work.
And how better to do it in a wonderful office in Monocle, where they not only just interact with one another, but they get to see the fellow colleagues that they'll be working with over and above the executives. So having that one-on-one time with execs, not just from engaging with them in research classes and master classes, but over and above that, being able to go out afterwards and really get to know the executives on a more of a social level, which I think speaks true to Monocle's culture, Monocle's style. And over and above that, getting involved within the clubs. I think the grads are very excited to register for all the clubs, as traditionally they just want to ingrain themselves within Monocle, but you start to see a different side of our graduates, which is why we have those clubs.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the things that make Monocle stand out. You know, it's our culture that really sets us apart from our competitors. We have a lot of graduates that are currently friends. They've made lifetime friendships. We've had people who were each other's bridesmaids at weddings. So that's really cool to see. They've really built strong relationships with each other. And like you were mentioning, the coaching and the mentoring that comes from the executive team, there's industry presentations. Our CEO David Buckham also does a lecture on fundamentals of banking. So it really is a well-rounded program that is not only intensive but also quite fun to be a part of.
Very true. I think David also loves his time spent with the graduates, introducing critical thinking and making sure that they're not only just thinking about the banking industry, but also applying their minds to everything and every content that they get exposed to, so that they are well-rounded and are thought leaders in the industry.
Definitely.
So Zoe, maybe just for our grads, maybe just explain to them what makes this grad program more different from the rest of the grad programs out in the industry.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Lyle. So I think the key thing for me really is the fact that the Monocle Analyst Graduate Program offers permanent employment. And that is a big thing, right? Because that comes with security. We offer highly competitive salaries, and the security that it brings means that our graduates do not have to worry about competing for positions at the end of the program, because they know that they are guaranteed those positions already, and therefore they can then focus on their own development, on teamwork and collaboration.
That's definitely something that makes our program very unique, and as you mentioned, something that doesn't allow them to be stressed out about anything else, but rather focusing on the program, developing their skill sets, and making sure that they are the thought leaders within the industry. I think also just in preparation for them, you know, we've opened up the grad program, and it's an exciting time for us to go through the CV, see the top talent. Any bit of recommendation or advice around CVs and preparing for the interview should they make it through there.
Yeah, so I always say make sure that you research the company thoroughly before you apply, and make sure that it aligns to whatever it is that you are looking for. Be clear about what your career aspirations are and what steps you will take to get there. And do not just apply blindly. Be very targeted in terms of the company that you want to join and the reasons behind you wanting to join that specific company. So Lyle, can you just share with us, what do you think sets a CV apart?
So I think it's always important to make sure that you make sure your CV looks professional, as engaging as possible, because at the end of the day, when the team looks through the CVs, they're looking at your experience, your degree, but over and above that, they want to get to know you. So making sure that you can make it your personal identity. Over and above that, a letter to the business, making sure that's personal as well, showcasing why you wanted to join Monocle, your reasons, and that goes with a lot of research. To your point, you wanting to make sure that you align very much to Monocle. Go into your research. There's a lot of values on our website that aligns to all of our consultants, but over and above that, researching the case studies, what makes it important for you to want to be part of thought leaders within management consultants.
And outside of putting that CV together, what is the importance of building your brand?
Yeah, I think brand is a big thing. We speak about it throughout our careers at Monocle, and I touch on both ends, professional and personal brand. And our professional brand is, how do we portray ourselves to our fellow colleagues? How do we engage with our clients? What does that look like? But also our personal brand is, when you're engaging outside of work at our social events, how do you want to portray that? And that is being in a professional setup. It's very engaging, getting to know your colleagues. As we mentioned, making friends with like-minded people at Monocle is something true to who we are. And how you portray that brand is very much around in a professional setup. But over and above that, just being very genuine in who you are and really getting to know your fellow colleagues. And in doing so, you start to build your brand and how that will interact with your clients and your colleagues.
And definitely, and just to that point, I think it's very important to know that building a brand starts now. You do not only start building the brand once you've joined the company. So I always encourage the graduates, make sure that you have a LinkedIn profile that is up to date, a professional photo, and have a summary of who you are, your skills, your experience, because already that helps the companies know a little bit more about you even before you enter the recruitment process.
And I think also what also helps you prepare is, don't be afraid to practice interview questions with your friends, so that you are well prepared coming into the interview process, calm, relaxed, and ready to take on that new challenge.
Definitely.
As you touch on the importance of being professional and building a brand, I think over and above that, when we build up the grad program and the type of grad we are looking for, it very much centers around the different backgrounds. And we know Monocle obviously covers quite a bit, from economics, accounting, maths, science, actual sciences, computer science. I think when we are looking for that grad, if you've got those set of skills, it's important that you know that you can apply for our grad program over and above being within your honors and masters year.
Yes, and we look for the right fits, and then we upskill our candidates. So yes, we look for people coming from different backgrounds, your finance, your data, your sciences, engineering backgrounds as well. But the key thing is really for people to be well-rounded. We look for people with a proven track record, people who've demonstrated resilience throughout their lifetime of career.
And I think, yes, to that point, Zoe, we all regard ourselves as high performers, but it's really what sets yourself apart. And as you mentioned, you might come from different degrees and different backgrounds, but what is your story, and how do you present that story? And I think that's crucial.
Well, it's been great catching up with you and just having a discussion around our Analyst Graduate Program. Really looking forward to processing the applications that will come through.
Thank you, Zoe. It's been an absolute pleasure. So if you're interested in applying, make sure that you reach out to us on our Monocle website and LinkedIn pages. Let Monocle help you shape your journey.